Welcome to our next 31 days of Proverbs. In the next 31 days, we will be reading one chapter of Proverbs a day and giving you just a couple of questions to think about. I got the short end of the stick and had to go first, so I will be reading you Proverbs chapter 1. But before I read it, I want you to remember that Proverbs is a book that introduces to us the understanding of wisdom. And if you think while I'm reading this that wisdom is God, that's probably a good thing to think about and to remind yourself as I read this and as Matthew reads this throughout the month, that wisdom is God and it's everything that we need in our lives is to follow the teachings and the practices of wisdom. So let me read you chapter 1 of Proverbs. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. That men may know wisdom and instruction, understanding words of insight, receive instruction in wise dealings, righteousness, justice, and equity, that prudence may be given to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. The wise men may also hear and increase in learning, and the men the understanding of acquired skills, to understand a proverb and to figure the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instructions. Hear, my son, your father's instructions, and reject not your mother's teachings, for they are fair garland for your head and penance for your neck. My son, the sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, come with us, let us lie in the wait for blood. Let us wantonly ambush the innocent. Like Sheol, let us swallow them alive and whole. Like those who go down to the pit, we shall find all precious goods. We shall fill our house with spoils. Throw in your lot among us. We will have one purse. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their paths. For the feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood. For in vain it is not spread in the sight of any bird. But the men lie in wait for their own blood. They set up ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of all who get gain by violence. It takes away the life of the possessors. In his markets she raises her voice. On the top of the walls she cries out. At the entrance of the city gates she speaks. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing, and fools hate knowledge? Give heed to my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make my words known to you, because I have called on and you refuse to listen. Have stretched out my hands, and no one has heeded. And you have ignored all my counsel, and would have none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock your panic when panic strikes you. When panic strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes like the whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me. Because they hate knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, would have none of my counsel and despised all my reproof, there they shall eat the fruit of their way and be sated with their own devices. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complaints of fools destroy them. But he who listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of evil. Chapter 1 of Proverbs. I'm going to put my glasses back on. This particular portion of Proverbs talks a lot about how we are called to avoid the sins and temptations that are thrown at us in the world, and that the way that we do that is by reliance on God or on wisdom. I have a couple of questions for you to think about for this chapter. First of all, what gives you strength in this world to avoid the sins and temptations of the world that we live in? And my second question is, What are ways you can grow in your wisdom and knowledge of the Lord? So I encourage you to go back and reread this chapter from Proverbs and think about those two questions.